Hi, everybody. This is Alba Weinman. I'm a hypnotherapist, and this is my channel. And I had a session today, which was a little bit different than yesterday. Today's session will not be posted because it was very personal. But I wanted to tell you about it because it had to do with anger and it had to do with emotions and abandonment and all of these things that many light workers are going through. And if you're here to shine your light, usually you pick the darkest of places to start out in your life. And many people go through very, very difficult situations as they're growing up. Perhaps the father was absent. Perhaps they weren't loved like they should have been. Perhaps the parents were alcoholics, drug induced um, abandonment. They abandon themselves, they abandon their children. And I find a lot of that in my practice. And what I always realize is that these are the strongest people out there, that they chose this very difficult boot camp to grow up in. So the session will not be online because it's very personal. It had to do with a lot of personal issues, and I will not share some of these sessions that are really about family. So I wanted to read some more of the Bigfoot story, and this is from this book, The Voice of Bigfoot by Cheri Zaida. Disclosure through the Chosen Messenger. And yesterday's live, I talked about imagination and how important it was for you to have imagination. Hello, Myra. Hello, Martina. So this chapter is called, this is the continuation of yesterday's imagination. This is Creation and Superpowers. You can see it there. Um, Let me just entertain you for a little while. So the Bigfoot talks about creation and superpowers. And they say Mother Earth is an interconnected network of energy and life on the surface and in her interior. Her love and knowledge nurture and cultivate her resources and the humans living on her surface. She provides everything that is essential for your survival, health, prosperity, and growth. Humans are creative beings, and creation is always in perpetual motion, meaning it never stops. Gaia gave you the resources to foster this limitless creativity. Whatever your imagination can conjure up can be created or has already been created in a different timeline. By using your God given gifts, you can bring your creation to this current reality you're experiencing. Manifest it by tapping into the frequency of your desired invention. Feel it in every cell of your body. Visualize it with your third eye. Control your brain waves and personal frequency by meditating. We hear that a lot, right? See the holographic image of it. Spin it 360 degrees in all directions, looking at it from all sides. See the measurements and adjust the size and shape accordingly. This is the blueprint of your creation, the same model that Tesla used. You can invent or improve any invention this way. You can find advanced and hidden technologies just by stepping into your superpowers. You are powerful beings that have capabilities beyond your knowledge and comprehensions. Things created from your heart and assembled by hand carry your frequency and intentions within them. The energy of creativity is impressive, and the recipient can feel it. Thus, it changes the receiver's vibrational signature by creating feelings of happiness, love, joy, peace, and comfort, which is very healing for them. An excellent example is when you hear a song that someone has created from their own personal experiences and they sing it from their heart and soul. Their feelings, emotions, and wisdom from what they encountered are embedded in the music they project to their audience. These power packed words and sound vibrations penetrate your energy field and create feelings, emotions, and memories within you. This resonates with your heart and soul by helping you heal while bringing peace, love, and happiness. Creation is compelling, as you can see. So I want to talk a little bit about that because when I do my sessions, I know that my voice, my feelings that I feel during my session, my imagination, everything that I'm using during my sessions is being transmitted not only to my clients, but anybody who listens to the videos. And recently, I came across many of my videos that have been dubbed into a different language. They're dubbed into like 13 different languages. And as soon as I heard it, it was like, oh my God, I can't have that out there. Uh, Not because I don't want the information out there, because the voice is not the same. When I'm speaking, that resonates at a certain vibration that emanates with love, with care. It's 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 an instrument. So if you put somebody else's voice doing the session, it totally changes everything. And so the only ones that I have not undubbed, should I say, have not taken the dubbing off are when I do an interview with somebody. Those are very interesting. But when I am doing my session, it's the voice that is actually carrying something to you, to your heart, to your mind, to your soul. And to me, it's very important that my voice is the one that is transmitted. Um, there are many people that want the sessions in different languages, and Google does that. Google Translate. Um, so let me continue. I hope you're enjoying this. This is about light workers. So Cheri says light workers are spiritual warriors who have incarnated on Earth with a critical mission to help the planet and humankind return to an elevated frequency of unconditional love, compassion, unity, and joy. This process is also known as ascension, awakening, or evolution, where the level of consciousness within humanity as a whole and individually expands. Thus, the overall vibrational frequency within them rises to higher octaves. If you read this book, there is an undeniable chance that you are a light worker, whether you realize it or not. Ooh, surprise. Okay, so this is ascension or evolution, and the Bigfoot says we have learned and mastered our abilities, and as we ascend, we are learning more, just like you. We want to help you with your extrasensory skills, as we did with our messenger Cheri. Cheri is the author of this book. It is a beautiful partnership that will grow stronger while deepening our bond, thus creating unity for all. So Cheri wants to explain a few things here. Throughout this book, I will use the terms ascension, evolution, expanded or spiritual awareness, and consciousness interchangeably. This is the process of spiritual awakening that humanity partakes in when we discover ourselves through self-awareness. We uncover who we truly are. We start to recognize our clairs and turn on our higher senses. This occurs as we expand our consciousness and realize we are not just dense beings in a physical avatar, confined to a restrictive lower vibratory world, but advanced multidimensional light beings with unlimited knowledge and abilities. As we evolve, our frequency changes from a lower vibration where we feel lack, fear, and stress to a higher vibration of joy, abundance, compassion, and love. Ascension or evolution is a gradual, stepwise progression in the vibrational frequency level of each individual or collective in humanity that occurs as we release the dense, low grade energy that consists of negative vibrational emotions, thoughts, actions, and beliefs. Each level of clearing and healing moves us to a higher vibrational signature. This can be a complex and somewhat confusing concept, but remember that as you ascend, you start to vibrate at a higher frequency, and it continues to rise as you do the necessary shadow work and healing. And, this is what I'm doing with hypnosis. This is what other people are doing with um, their own skills and techniques. And each one of us is evolving at a different level. Now, 10 years ago, I thought I knew a lot. I was reading everything that I could get my hands on, and I was reading everybody else's stuff. And then when I started doing this work, I started learning on a different level. And as the years have gone by, and I've just absorbed so much from so many people, and um, my own clairs have opened up, and it's really amazing. I'm not the same person that I was even 5 years ago, maybe even just a year ago. So Giovanni Alvarez says, "Wow, I felt like this deep intro, felt this message and the timing as well. A lot of stuff has been happening to me, and I feel that spirit continues to talk to me as you read it. Thank you." So let me continue. I hope you're enjoying this. Through this evolution, each individual will release the low frequency densities by doing the necessary healing or shadow work specific to their journey. This allows the person to heal trauma, remove old programs and beliefs, learn self love and compassion, and discover their true divine essence. The shadow work will correct your current incarnation and all moments in time, including your ancestral lines. This means that your shadow work will clear up all karma and harmful actions from all your incarnations and timelines for yourself and everyone in your family tree. And this is what I do with my sessions, that we we go back to the origin of where this all happened, and sometimes the origin is way back, maybe your grandparents. Mother Earth is also going through a planetary ascension at the same time as humanity. And this new ascended version of Gaia has been referred to as the New Earth. We've been hearing that for years, haven't we? Her higher vibration matches the frequency of the heart chakra, which represents unconditional love and compassion. This heart-based frequency will require beings to have a matching elevated vibratory rate to exist on this higher frequency planet. Humanity has a choice of whether it wants to ascend, as stated under the law of free will. And free will allows you to make your own choices in life, thus enabling you to create the reality you want to experience. As someone who has chosen to experience the evolutionary process, I initially found it challenging. Still, as I kept pushing through it one step at a time, it became more accessible and rewarding as I progressed, fueling my desire to proceed onward. I recommend embarking on this new adventure, and the Bigfoot community is here cheering us on. They are willing to assist each of us through their messages in this book on an individual and collective level. Now, she talked about how in order for you to ascend with Gaia, you have to be at the same high frequency vibration. And this is easy to understand. It's like being on a radio channel. If you're listening to type of music that isn't high vibe, it's not going to be. You're not going to be able to hear, other type of music that's very soothing or very happy. So, in order for us to raise our vibration, we've got to raise our vibration. We've got to find things to focus on that are happy, that are that you're feeling grateful. Every day when the weather is nice anyway, I'll walk out into my backyard and I just look around and I just give gratitude to everything, to the beautiful trees, to the grass, to the flowers, to the birds, to the insects. And that's how you raise your vibration with gratitude. Gratitude is a very high vibration. And it's not like you have to act happy, but be grateful. Be grateful for the air you're breathing. Have you ever been in when you're really, really sick and you can't breathe and you've got your nose stopped up and everything? We have to be grateful for just having clear sinuses, just be able, to breathe. And isn't that something? Be grateful for everything. Girl Scout Cookies, that's the name of the person, says, does anyone under hypnosis give a timeline of when our DNA will be enhanced or people will begin to shift? Or is there no specific timeline? We're already shifting. Our DNA is already shifting. if you have been paying attention, the Schumann resonance has been going whoop, crazy, and we are receiving solar. If you look, just look at the stuff from outside the planet. There is so much stuff coming at us, and it's a gradual thing, but it's happening. You know, people. It's like when you were little and you say, "I want to grow up. I want to be big," but in order for you to be big, it takes a while for your body to slowly grow. Okay, and sometimes when you're around the person, you don't even notice it. You know, if you have kids, for example, you may not notice that your children are growing until one time. This happened to me. My son was always very small. He was always I didn't understand how other parents uh, did the children's clothes, because my son was always exactly the same size as his age. So when he was 3 months, he wore a three. When he was 6 months, he wore six. And every year he was the exact same size um, as his age. And then one day I was in a store and I looked around and I'm looking down, I'm looking around looking for my son. And he was right next to me and he was like up here. And I went, "Oh," and I didn't realize I had forgotten that he had grown so much, like over a summer. So when you are talking about us being, you know, upgraded and enhanced, this is happening at a gradual way. And you will notice things. For example, you'll notice that people will be disappearing from your life. People who maybe you were very close to, all of a sudden, like they're not in your life anymore. Why? They're on a different channel. That's really as easy as it is. They're on a different channel. And so they do not vibrate like you do. And for you to get back to those people, spend a day with them, sometimes it's really painful. So anyway, let me continue. Let me go a little bit more, if you don't mind. Um, so Bigfoot says feelings and emotions directly correlate to what you experience in your reality and where you stand in the spectrum of ascension. As your consciousness elevates, so will the frequency of your emotions and feelings. They will be experienced from the upper part of the spectrum of love, joy, forgiveness, understanding, compassion, and gratitude. You will become more of an observer or neutral when a stressful situation arises. You are not easily triggered into the lower reactive emotions and feelings. Instead, you will see the situation from a higher or observer perspective, allowing you to approach it from heightened emotions and feelings that are more neutral and loving. Instead of reacting with anger and other negative feelings and emotions, you will feel empathy and compassion for the person or situation, and your response will reflect this. Being human comes from the ability to experience, express, project to others, and sense a wide range of feelings and emotions. These are hard to manage and can make us feel uncomfortable or even euphoric, and many of us don't know what to do with them. One must be able and willing to feel emotions to heal and ascend properly. And this is what we say in hypnosis: to feel is to heal, okay? Um, or maybe it's the opposite. You are riding a roller coaster of dramatic ups and downs that throws you into a tailspin of mental unwellness. Either scenario is inappropriate and different from how your human experience is supposed to function. And these suppressed feelings and emotions become fear, anxiety, and depression. With time, they start to morph into spiritual, physical, mental, and significant health issues that build upon each other, making you seek out a quick fix with medications that in turn create more of the same. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you spiraling into a tornado of uncertainty and lower emotions and feelings. Let me see if anybody is here. Thank you. I don't know how many people are on here, but anyway, a little bit more on these feelings. So, how do you correct this and get back on solid ground? It comes to connecting to the feelings and emotions you are experiencing. genuinely feeling them and discovering why they keep tapping you on the shoulder. They are trying to get your attention for a reason, to heal them so that you can advance in your spiritual awakening and move beyond them to a higher, more enjoyable experience. Every feeling and emotion is connected to whatever originated it. And unfortunately, this is usually some form of trauma that you endured in this lifetime, or sometimes several lifetimes. Isn't that what we do in hypnosis, hypnotherapy? The good news is that when you heal it for one lifetime, you heal it for all the lifetimes you endured this pain. And you also heal this trauma in your family lineage. Next time you experience sadness, rage, anger, guilt, jealousy, fear, insecurity, aggression, despair, hurt, hate, shame, tearfulness, anxiety, or irritation, let it come to the surface and feel it fully. Then tap into it deeper and trace where this feeling or emotion originated. For example, if your parents used to repeatedly tell you that you would never amount to anything when you were a child, this, of course, could manifest into insecurity, low self esteem, and feeling unworthy. Words are powerful. As a child, you were innocent and you did not have the necessary life skills to process these abusive phrases appropriately. And oh boy, this is the majority of the sessions that I have from parents who just didn't know how hurtful their words were. Furthermore, as adults, this can be just as difficult, and we can still unknowingly take these words on as our own and believe that we cannot become anything worthy or substantial. You must express higher emotions and feelings of compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude to heal this past trauma. You will give these elevated feelings and emotions to yourself, the other persons involved, and the situation. Compassion is a higher level of understanding, forgiveness. Understanding forgiveness is a massive healing action, and gratitude is given for the life lesson you learned. There is always a silver lining in any experience, no matter how bad it may be. And this is something that my friend Sabrina and I always say. It didn't happen to you. Don't say why did it happen to me. Say why did it happen for me. So you will then need to feel the emotion and let it express itself by bringing it to the surface. This makes you feel vulnerable, but it also exposes the unwanted feeling, which makes it vulnerable as well. And this rawness facilitates healing and release for you and the feeling. This state of vulnerability may make you feel uncomfortable, but it also allows you to heal it for the good by cutting those chains that tie you to it. When the chains are cut and it's released, you no longer have to be subjected to this looping cycle of insecurity, unworthiness, and low self esteem. You are free, and the dead weight has been left behind. You can now move beyond these lower state emotions and feelings and start elevating yourself to express and feel the higher realm of emotions and feelings, which expands your consciousness and accelerates your evolution. Trust in this process and begin to heal. You will not regret it. Again, this book is The Voice of Bigfoot, Disclosure Through Our Chosen Messenger by Cheri, Zaida. And it fits in beautifully with the hypnosis, with the hypnotherapy that I do. And people do different types of hypnosis. Some people just work on addictions, stop smoking, alcohol, drugs. In my case, when I first I started out with QHHT, where we just went to past lives and we asked questions of the higher self. That was a long time ago. My sessions, my hypnosis, my technique has been evolving more and more. And now it's all about what does your soul need to heal? And that is based on Dr. Jose Luis Kabuli. And of course, I sprinkle in all techniques from other people that I've been learning from. And of course, my own that just comes up when I do my work. So it's really, really important that you raise your vibration, that you take care of your issues. It's not about asking your higher self to take care of an issue. It's really going deep into what happened, relive it, see it from a different perspective, and heal it. That's what it's all about. Let me see if we have more comments here. Um, Thank you that you said there were 48 people. I'm on a different platform, so I have no idea what's going on YouTube. Girl Scout Cookie says it's interesting that fairies, Bigfoot, and other elementals have so many consistencies in people's stories, whether spiritual, community, or random experience. It's actually sharpened my belief. The more you delve into this, you realize, these are sentient beings, and they have things that we don't have, and we have things that they don't have, and it's all perfect. Freeman 555 says, I think it has something to do with forgetting past lives and making everything more unique. Well, it's not about forgetting past lives. We bring with it, our soul is like a big soup of all of these experiences from different past lives. But if you didn't heal something in a lifetime, it's probably going to still be coming up to the surface. Let's see. Somebody says the 6 dots are fire symbol. We come from the fire. Somebody says something else here. I don't know if that's a name. But anyway, if you're interested in this book, you could find it on my website. Just go to it's a new website, by the way. I just finished it. If any of you go through my website and find some broken links, some typing errors, some typos, please send me a little note through my website and let me know, because I did it all. I typed it all. It's all done by me, so I can't blame anybody. So let me know, hey, there's a picture missing, or there's a link missing, or it's going to the wrong place. Just let me know so I could fix it. I fix it within a few minutes. So this is the book, The Voice of Bigfoot. You can go to my website, click on books, and you will find my whole Amazon bookstore there. It's all of the books that not all of them. I have read so many books in my past. It's crazy. Many of them I've sold. I've bought and sold many books from my bookshelf throughout the years, but these are the ones that I remember, and some of them are still on my bookshelf. But I have like a whole bookshelf that I'm going to be adding to that so that you could see the stuff that I read, which is interesting. Somebody says, have you gotten any answers on the purpose of the firmament and the waters above it in some of your clients' sessions? I believe in it, and there's many truths out there. Freeman, the type of sessions that I am doing now are basically about what does your soul need to heal. I specifically tell my clients, this session is about you, not about somebody else, not about politics, not about anything else. It's about you. So unless it comes up for some reason, I'm not going to be asking a question that has nothing to do with my clients. They are paying me to work on their stuff. So I am there for them 100%. I'm not going to go off and ask questions that I'm interested in or somebody else is interested in, because it's not their session. I'm not writing a book about my experience, so I'm not there to pump information about past lives or anything else. I am there for my client 100%. If you are interested in that stuff, you may want to go to a practitioner that does that kind of work. But I think that my time is very important with my clients. They've waited a long time to see me, and I'm going to be working on them, not on questions about the world, the earth. That's just not what I do. And if that makes you upset, okay. In the past, we used to ask questions like that because I was doing more of the QHHT stuff. I was not delving into the person's problems, but now this is the type of work that I'm doing. And it may change. Who knows? Throughout the years, I've changed, and hey, that's the way it is. We all change, we evolve, and yeah, we should all we should all be thinking about how we help each other and how to raise the vibration of ourselves and the world. Anybody have any questions for me before I go? It's been 30 minutes. I think I've kept you on here long enough. Frank says hi, Alba. Hi, Frank. And let's see. People have been putting things on here. You can look at the chat after this. It's going to be on here. Would you ever write a book on your clients' experiences? Well, a lot of people do, but honestly, I'd have to go through a lot of videos, and right now I'm not interested in writing a book. That's what my videos are for. I'm different than other therapists out there or other hypnosis practitioners. There are many people who do this work, but for some reason they don't want to show their work. And I understand that because there are people who are afraid of being judged. And if you don't feel confident with yourself, you may not want to show your work. Or maybe you feel that the client wouldn't want to show their work, and that's fine. But there are some practitioners that just read transcripts of what they have done. I'm showing you my work. You're there with me like a little bug on the wall, listening to what I do. So, writing about it at this point in my life, it's like, why? I have given you almost 700 videos for you to watch. They're like audiobooks. So, to me, why? Why would I need to write about their experiences at this point in my life? So, no. People's lives are personal, and it's not like I'm writing about Atlantis or about Egypt or about any other crazy stuff out there. There's other hypnotists who specialize in pumping their clients with that type of information for books. I'm not doing it. Somebody asked me here, Marcella says, hi, Alba, which clairs have you awakened for yourself? Oh my God. They're coming they're coming on board. I started out with automatic writing, which was a way for communicating. And when you're doing automatic writing, you are receiving information through your pen. And now, as I am working with my clients, I'm seeing what they're seeing. I'm there with them, so it's almost like remote viewing. I'm there with them. And sometimes I pose my questions to just confirm that what I am experiencing where they are is where they are, because I'm there with them. So I'm able to transport myself to what they're experiencing. Other clairs, just the knowing. And everybody has this. It's that knowing, that gut feel. So everybody has clairs. You just have to pay attention to them. So, can you awaken light language in me or somebody else? I don't specialize in light language at all. That's not my thing. So, if you want to work with someone who works with light language, I mean, there's many people out there. Kalina Malnar is one that I believe she teaches it, and but I don't have anything to do with light language. Someone says, I agree, you've done a lot already. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. It takes a while. People don't think, but it takes a while to edit this stuff and put it online. It's not just something like, okay, we're up there. So I do take a few hours to upload my videos, to edit them out, to put my brand on it. And so, yeah. Libby says, by watching your videos, I figured out what I needed to do. So thank you for posting them. You're welcome. Let's see. Thank you for sharing all that you have. You have a true gift. Thank you very much. I didn't acknowledge this gift for years and years and years. I didn't feel that I was doing anything special. that I was just doing what I needed to do. But I think that comes from when you do have a gift. For example, if you are a musician and you're playing an instrument and you love it, you don't really think it's that hard because it just comes from you. With practice, you just become a really good musician. There are artists that, they love painting, they love drawing, and, they perfect their skill, but they love what they're doing. And, you know, sometimes some people say, well, people could learn how to do this, but they have a gift. So, um, I don't know what my gift is. If you guys can give me a hint what it is, I know that I'm able to help people and I'm able to be there with them and I'm able to um, channel another part of myself that asks these questions. These questions don't come from my ego. They come from another part of me that is just, it's just there. It's like a fountain. It's just flowing. So when I'm doing my session, I'm 100% there with them, and there's no distractions. And I love what I do. I love helping people, and I love them to succeed during a session. I, you know, I get a little frustrated when people give up on themselves because I am I am there 100% for them. And I don't like to watch someone give up or try to sabotage their sessions. I really don't like that because I see the potential. I see where they can be, and um, and what I'm talking about is the type of person who will insist, I'm not hypnotized. This is not working. I feel myself present in this bed. I'm not going anywhere. I don't see anything. And that is an interference where you are sabotaging it. You're not allowing yourself to daydream, to flow, to just allow information to come through. That's really what hypnosis is all about, allowing yourself to experience this. And we have all been in that state where we're in flow, where you're working on something and it's just, you don't even know what time it is. You're loving it. You're just so concentrated and focused, and ideas are coming to you, and you just feel great. You could even be at work, working on a project, and all of a sudden all this information just comes through, and you get answers and you don't know where these answers came from. That's kind of like a hypnotic state. um Sneak says, sorry everyone for past and present. I'm sorry everyone, forgive me, for I did not know. I surrender. There is a prayer that I say often, and this is the Tabash special prayer. And you can find this prayer at tabash.com or blairstyra.com. And I'll read it for you. From the Lord God of my being, I empty myself, mind, body, and spirit of all that limits me, of all that I'm addicted to that does not serve me. Oh, I'm sorry. Of all that I'm attached to that does not serve me, of all that I'm addicted to that does not profit me. I ask forgiveness from all people I have hurt in my life, in any way at all. I forgive all those who have hurt me in my life, in any way at all. And I forgive myself for all the ways I have hurt myself, for all the times I did not pay attention in my life, in any way at all. And I now choose to be at peace always, in all ways. So be it. So this is the prayer. You could find it on his website. And I say this often because there are so many times we hurt people that we don't know we're hurting them. We may say one word that triggers them and we don't even know that hurt them. We may not be in a good mood. We may not be feeling well. And you come across as being angry or arrogant or whatever. And it's really important that you take responsibility for that and forgive yourself and forgive them if they did the same thing to you. And this is a long journey on our life, and there's a lot of people we'll come across that are our teachers that hold the mirror up to you and show you what's going on inside of you. Girl Scout Cookie says a lot of people in spiritual community talk about how we're going to turn on powers we haven't had before. I believe anything is possible. But I often wonder if we're limited to the physical 3D. Well, I just read yesterday the Bigfoot story about how using your imagination, using your abilities, and believing 100% that you are able to do things, you'll be able to do things. And so that is a superpower that you have already. You've just been told that that doesn't exist, but you can do that already. Michelle says, thank you from me too. Your hypnosis videos have brought up issues and helped enormously. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I don't know who sees these videos and why and how they come across them, but I'm very grateful that I have been guided to do this. I don't know how long I'll be doing it. I don't know how long I'll be on this earth. And but I hope that when I do put out these videos that they do help you. 3D Law says one cannot violate the free will of others. So if people accept your powers, then you can demonstrate it to them. Okay. Well, the most important thing is for you to believe in yourself. And let's start there. Start manifesting a world that is compassionate, with love, with supporting other people, supporting each other, and you will create that world. I'm very grateful to live where I am, and I'm starting to see a totally new life for myself. For example, I went to the cafe today to grab some lunch, and it's really great to see people say hello to them. They know your name. Then as I was leaving, I saw somebody else. They knew my name. I said hello, and I felt so happy that, people they didn't know who I was or what I do. People in town had no idea what I did for a living. And they just like you for who you are. And we have people here who will sell you their eggs from their hens that they have. And it's really wonderful to have a community where people are sharing. And that's the kind of world I want to live in, where you can call someone up and they can help you and you can help them. And let's create that world. Let's see it in our eyes, believe it 100%. So anyway, guys, I've been on here long enough. I didn't mean to be here. I only meant to be here like 20 minutes, and I've overstepped my welcome. So thank you for watching. I will be back with more of Cheri Zaida's The Voice of Bigfoot, Disclosure Through the Chosen Messenger. It's a really cool book. It has tons of information in it. Okay? Much love. Bye.